All right, welcome to week 2. We are rolling right into week 2 on the Lake Shore Live podcast. Welcome, as always, my wonderful co-host joining me, my left-hand man. The man is here, Blake Hanatho. You can follow him on Twitter at Blake Hanatho on Twitter. And, of course, as always, the MVP of this podcast, our wonderful producer and coder of our AI NFL predictor, Staley. It is Ryan Burden at Ryan Burden on Twitter, spelled like Ryan Sandberg. Don't get it wrong. I am, of course, Austin Fugelsang. You can find me on Twitter at Uncle Mike 21. Fellas, week 2, the Giants are in town. Home opener. Tariq Cohen got an extension. A-Rob's almost there. How are we feeling?
Well, I got my official Arlington Hambright jersey.
That's
right. Talked about it on the last pod. If he made the 53, man, turn around here. Give you that Hambright. Can't really see it, but whatever. Woo! You guys get the picture, baby. Arlington made the 53, man, so I had to get my man's jersey here. But week 2, it's going to be a good one against the Giants here. And I'm ready to roll, man. On another NFL Sunday, it doesn't get any better than this.
Ryan, how we doing? How we feeling?
Dude, I'm good. I'm ready to watch the Bears win. I mean, this is an easy game, right?
Nothing's easy for the Bears.
I hope not.
The Bears don't make anything easy on us. Let's remember that.
Listen, we're coming into this week with huge momentum. I think Bears are going 2-0, and this is on our way to the Super Bowl, so it's fine.
Hey, well, that's
great.
Easy.
2020.
I'll take that. 2020 is the Bears' year. Nobody else's year, but it's the Bears' year for sure.
Every year is the Bears' year.
All right, so right off the bat, fellas, early this AM, Tariq Cohen signs a contract extension worth.
That was definitely a surprise.
$9.5 million fully guaranteed. Yeah, it was really early in the AM. He signs a 3-year extension worth $17.25 million, about $5.75 per year. Potential to reach just over $18 million. $9 million fully guaranteed. Potential to reach $12 million in guarantees per Ian Rappaport. Blake, I'm starting with you. How do you feel? How are you feeling about this? And how do you feel about Tariq Cohen another 3 years with the Bears?
I think Tariq Cohen, like I've said in the past, I think Tariq Cohen, there is a spot for him in the NFL and there's a spot for him on this team. It's just a matter of using him in the right way, So I think there is a spot. I was surprised to see that extension get done before Allen Robinson, just because, that's all you ever see on Twitter is the Allen Robinson contract talks. But, it averages out to like, what did it say? Like $6 million a year if it reaches its full guarantees, but $5.75 million. That seemed like a number that was kind of high considering the Bears cap situations. Cause that puts him in the range of getting paid like Todd Gurley is currently getting paid $5,500,000 by the Falcons. And then Kareem Hunt, $6 million by the Browns. And then Austin Eckler, $6.125 million. So that puts him right in that range. And while he is a game breaker and he's got a lot of skill and you can use him and do a lot of different things, that seemed a little bit high to me. I was a little bit surprised. What do you guys think?
I don't know. Maybe it sets the precedence for, it might set the precedence for an A-Rob extension saying they're going to go big. Maybe with A-Rob. It's funny because last week we're like, Ryan Pace sucks. Like, what the hell is he doing? What the hell's going on? Now all of a sudden, what's up, Harvey? And we're back, baby.
Harvey.
So basically we're like, Ryan Pace sucks. What's he doing? And now all of a sudden we've got Tariq Cohen contract extension, and A-Rob is right around the corner. I mean, what a turn of events. And the Bears aren't. And the other thing too is like the Bears aren't cheap, right? So the Bears are going to have, they're going to sign these guys when they have to, and then they're going to have to work around it. But like we said on the podcast on Thursday, you got to build around the core, right? And it looks like we're establishing this core. Khalil Mack is a part of it. Hopefully, Allen Robinson, Tariq Cohen. We're going to have to sign quarterback eventually. That's going to have to be a part of that core as well. So, with that said, lots of I think there's still some more extensions to come. Eddie Jackson, obviously a part of that as well, but really excited to.
Eddie Jackson did get his extension.
Yeah, that's what I said. He's a part of that core.
Yep.
But so lots of good things coming. What a turn of events, real quick. Nod of approval from my Devin Hester bobblehead, and we're rolling into week 2. I mean, what a great thing to wake up to for sure. Both Tariq Cohen got his extension, and Bears are heavily in talks with A-Rob. I think it should be done soon. So very excited about that. In terms of his gameplay, I don't know. I think they can really evolve him as a player on the field. Everybody compares him to Tariq Cohen, Austin Eckler too. Very similar type game styles where you're going to give him the ball out wide on a screen pass, or you're gonna. I mean, honestly, I loved seeing him in the I love seeing him in between the tackles on last week. And he got some good yardages. The Bears were averaging a really hefty yak yards per carry or YP, whatever it is. But Bears are averaging a great yards per carry. And, it was awesome. It was good to see. And I think they're going to keep getting him more involved, especially with his contract extension. He's going to be ready to roll. I'm really excited to see him in Chicago for another couple of years. Really exciting stuff.
And I think last week is a testament, too, of how they're going to use the running game this year. Like last week, we talked about it on our postgame show. It was one of the more creative weeks that Matt Nagy has utilized the running game. I mean, he got Tariq Cohen involved. He got Montgomery involved, Cordero Patterson. So if you can continue to get these guys looks in creative ways, then Tariq Cohen does have that kind of value. He does deserve to get paid that contract. But now it's up to the coaching and the scheme to be able to get him the ball and effectively use him in space. So, they have to feel good about it. I mean, Tariq Cohen's done a lot of good things for the Bears. Like, I'm never trying to knock down what he's accomplished. It's a lot of money to pay for a running back that's not even your workhorse necessarily. So that's why I think I was a little bit skeptical of it. But they can use him. There is a place for Tariq Cohen in this league, and now it's just up to the Bears to utilize that.
He is a huge weapon, man. Like the way that he can shift around on a field. Like, I am totally cool with him getting paid. Like, you're right that he has a spot in the NFL, and I want him to be on our team because if he's not on our team, it's going to be one of those things that he goes somewhere and tears it up somewhere
for
else.
sure.
I'd rather him tear up the NFC North.
As a Bear, for sure, yeah.
Even as much as he runs side to side.
How about I was going to say too, David Montgomery, who their workhorse back is right now, is on his rookie contract. So, he's got 2 more years on it after this year. So
2 or 3.
They're going to ride that out. I mean, I would imagine by that time, and that's how long they extended Tariq Cohen. So they don't have to pay another running back until, Montgomery's up and Cohen, and they'll have a choice to keep Montgomery and keep Cohen, Montgomery, bring someone else in, draft someone else. So there's going to be a lot of options here. I'm with it for real. We saw what Tariq Cohen could do in 2018. Obviously, a little step back last year, but we saw what he can do. So, you get the right coaches, the right fundamentals on Tariq Cohen and watch him explode. So, I'm really excited about it.
Before we move on to the A-Rob and everything, it's for that contract for Tariq Cohen too. I think this is the thing about NFL contracts. I think people usually just jump to the full money of the deal, but the thing is his full contract can reach up to I think around $12 million. Coop wants the biggest.
Devin Hester down.
He just killed Devin Hester.
Cooper wanted to say hi. Devin Hester.
You got to send him to the crate, man. He's in the crate now. Time out.
I know. Get over there. No, I'm just kidding.
But no, just real fast. Tariq Cohen, that contract, it can get up to $12 million in guaranteed, but as of right now, it's just that $9.533 million per Ian Rappaport. So I mean, universally, this ends up just being potentially a 2-year deal. And the Bears window is right now, and that's probably how they kind of feel. Mike, the Bears are always back because they never left. Come on, they never left, dude.
Hashtag Bears back.
Bears back, baby.
Bears. But basically, you can get out of this deal in 2 years if you want to. And that's where the Bears window is now. So, really it's not that bad of a deal.
Yeah. I mean, it might be a little more on the expensive side, but on the expensive side by a couple, a mil or something. I don't even, but.
And Ryan Pace is known to reward his own guys, the guys that he's drafted. Cody Whitehair. We got Tariq Cohen now, Eddie Jackson. This is a reoccurring theme for him.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, it just spells how this organization treats their players. And if you perform in Chicago, you'll get paid under Ryan Pace. So, it is good things. I know we knock Ryan Pace a lot, but he does reward his players, and he's been doing that ever since he joined Chicago. So very happy about that. Very happy about waking up to the contract extension. I think, I think we've got great things coming, and I think A-Rob is inevitable at this point. Hopefully early next week. Mm-hmm. You guys see the hashtag at the bottom of here. So, we want him extended. Players want him extended. Everybody wants him extended. Hoping that he extends now. And speaking of Allen Robinson, obviously they're getting very heavily into trade talks now. The team rejected to engage with other teams for trade offers, as Ian Rappaport reported today. Teams did reach out when the rumors started flowing, but the Bears are going to get a deal done. There's rumors out there that the team offered $15 to $16 million, probably in the offseason, right before the season started, but A-Rob's looking around 18. We also saw circulating on Twitter that we were waiting for Robert Woods, that maybe both camps, Robert Woods and Allen Robinson camps, were waiting for one to sign so that they can go off the other. Robert Woods signed a 4-year, $65 million deal, good enough for just over $16 million a year. it's great for the Bears front office. However, in this situation, I think Allen Robinson is head over heels above Robert Woods. Maybe not head over heels, but he's definitely a better player than Robert Woods. At this point, I think $18 million is the fairest price right now. I don't know, Blake, how are you feeling about that?
Yeah, I would say that's definitely the price range. Maybe he is pushing for 20 million. We talked that 18 to 20 million, 20 million on the higher end. I don't think that's what's going to necessarily happen, but maybe the Bears will feel like their hand is forced and offer him that contract. But I don't think it's very disputable that he is not better than Robert Woods. Like, he is clearly a more dominant receiver than Robert Woods. Like, Robert Woods is great. He's in a good scheme for him. But, he has a ceiling. I think with Allen Robinson, if you get him really good, solid quarterback play, he has a much higher ceiling with his talent and with his ability than a Robert Woods does. So I think that's where you see the difference. I mean, you look at them statistically, both of them have only had 2 1,000-yard seasons. Robert Woods been around a little bit longer, I believe, than Allen Robinson, just a year longer than him. But, I mean, Robert Woods has also been playing with Sean McVay and Jared Goff this past couple of years. And Jared Goff, I mean, he's not the most exciting quarterback. But when you got a guy like Sean McVay that can scheme his guys the balls better than almost anybody in the league, then you're going to put up better numbers. And that's not a knock on Robert Woods. Like, Robert Woods is still a great player, but I just think that Allen Robinson has that ability to put up bigger numbers and dominate games on a weekly basis with lesser play around him.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and we've seen what we did. I don't know. I saw that stat come out that only 2 other wide receivers last year went 1,200 yards, 7 touchdowns, and over a certain amount of receptions. It was Michael Thomas and one more, I think Julio Jones. But regardless, he has done amazing things with very below average quarterback play. And I'm hoping that this year we saw what Mitch can do in the fourth quarter, which was magical. And I'm hoping that he carries it over. I'm telling you, man, if Mitch can continue this for a full game, this is one of the best teams in the NFL. I mean, there's no doubt about it. The thing holding them back is offense. And I have no doubt that the defense is going to come back strong this year, which we're going to talk about. We get to see Quinn and Mac today, and I'm severely excited for that. But we saw what A-Rob has done with mediocre quarterbacks since he joined the league. Blake Bortles, Mitch Trubisky, he has made the best out of almost nothing. And I think he's doing a great job. And I think that he is the focal point of this offense. He's the best player of this offense. He's been the best player of this offense since 2018. And he's going to continue. He's young. He's going to continue to be the best player in this offense. I think he deserves that $18 million. Especially as over the years, the money and the wide receiver market is going to keep going up. So I don't think $18 million is that much, but we'll have to see. Harvey, this is a good question here. This is a really good question. How do you guys think about this one?
I think yes, for sure. I mean, it's like you look at what A-Rob did last year.
He would be Devontae Adams' stature, right? He would be better. I mean, here's a question. Who would be better with Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams or A-Rob?
Ooh, that's tough.
I mean, I really don't know.
You see, like
Devontae Adams, and I hope we never have to find out.
True, yeah. Well, unless maybe Devontae. No. I was gonna say Devontae Adams comes here, and then we see, and then A-Rob goes to Green Bay, so then we just flip flop number 1 wide receivers. But I think we'll keep A-Rob for now. But that's the only way we find out. But I don't know. I think it'd be pretty close. Aaron, you know how Aaron loves his number 1 wide receivers, so I mean, and he's an all-time great quarterback. Obviously, they can't win two Super Bowls with Favre and Rodgers. That's pretty embarrassing for the Packers, but we won't address the Packers until we play them. They suck. I mean, this is basically how we're feeling, Nick. They would essentially just be neck and neck. It's very it'll be very close.
Yeah. And go
ahead.
Real fast before we move on from A-Rob's contract, I think it's very encouraging to see that the Bears turned down all these trade offers, and they had people hitting them up trying to get A-Rob because people around the league know how good this guy is, and the Bears rebuffed them. They weren't going. So I think that shows that both parties really do want to get a deal done, and things maybe just got frustrating for Allen Robinson last week when he was venting on Twitter and unfollowing everybody. And that's how these contract situations would be. We're talking about millions of dollars moving around. So I get why that can be frustrating, but I think it's really encouraging for Bears fans. And I think Allen Robinson is going to be a part of this team in the future, just because it shows that there is a willingness on both sides to get things done.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Allen Robinson wants to be here. He has said that multiple times. Pace keeps finding out ways to pay players that produce here, and we're going to keep getting players to come here in the offseason, great players to come here. And, I know the next couple off seasons are going to be tough with contracts, ending and stuff, but we're still going to be able to bring in some good players. We'll have to see what happens. And my boy Rob, thanks for tuning in today. This is a funny story. We actually we met at college, and we ended up I went to college in Maryland, and he actually lived in where I grew up here in Illinois. So small world. But,
oh wow!
Rob, thanks for tuning in. Yeah, I hope A-Rob retires a Bear. I hope A-Rob retires a Bear for sure. I would love to see that happen. I think anyone would love to see that happen. But
you see a lot of players say that. Like, it seems like players really appreciate the Chicago culture, and I think Matt Nagy's done a real good job with not losing the locker room last year. But I mean, I think Matt Nagy's doing a good job with the culture right now too, because he never lost the locker room last year.
Yeah,
I just think it's really interesting that most people that come here, unless they're
even in other sports here, Chicago's a great sports town. I mean, Anthony Rizzo wants to retire a Cub. You have Kane and Taze who want to retire Hawks. So
these are all people that have done well in Chicago.
These are some of the best that we've seen.
It comes down to doing well because Chicago is very bipolar. Like, they'll love you when you're up high, and when you're down low, they will boo you in the first quarter after the first 3 and out.
Sorry, Mitch. But that's how it works here in Chicago. But all right, moving on. Just before we get into our in-depth pregame of the Bear, or our in-depth pregame review of the Bears, and of course, you guys know we're going to be getting into Staley Says, our AI predictor that went 11-5 last week, and Staley's surefire picks went 5 for 1. So if you're 5-1, so if you're betting, if you're a betting man or woman, make sure no one wants to retire a bull. Yeah, that's correct.
not even Michael Jordan wanted to retire a bull.
But I mean, you guys make sure, if you're a betting man or woman, make sure you check out Staley Says later in the show. We're going to drop our surefire picks. I'm going to be taking the surefire picks today, the ones that Staley is most confident on. And I'm going to be giving it a try to see how it goes betting wise, because it was a great week last week. But before that, we're going to be getting into Robert Quinn, and then we're going to be getting into our in-depth preview. So Robert Quinn, guys, and Khalil Mack, probably the most anticipated part of the Bears defense that we've been waiting for all offseason. We haven't seen Quinn practice. We haven't seen Quinn and Mack together really at all. And now we get to see them. Now we get to see them side by side. We're not side by side, but on opposite ends on the defense. I don't know what the Giants are going to do. I mean, we saw what Steelers were able to get a lot of pressure on Daniel Jones last week. They got to go against Quinn and Mack. I mean, my Lord, this early in the season too, both pretty healthy, especially after hearing that we might not see Robert Quinn there's rumors that Quinn might not even play the whole season. So great to see him out here. And I'm so pumped that we get to watch them go. I mean, the run game is going to improve. The pass, I tell you guys, you remember 2018, when the pass rush is good, the interceptions are coming. So again, some awesome stuff. Ryan, how are you feeling about these two power rushers going head to head?
I think you said it. I think you already said it with in 2018, we already know that when the pass rush is there, the defense is doing a lot better. And when the defense is doing well, it usually means that the offense is doing okay too. So I'm very excited. I was really sad last week whenever Robert Quinn showed up out on the injury report, because we signed him in the offseason. Everybody's so excited to see what Robert Quinn and Khalil Mack can do, because Robert Quinn had sack numbers a little better or right around what Khalil Mack had in 2019.
Yeah.
So
Quinn also had
especially good with Eddie Goldman out. I'm excited to see that because we got gashed last week on the run. I don't know how Robert Quinn is against the run, but I can only assume that having him in is going to mean more fresh players, more fresh legs on the field at any time, and also just more of a presence at all times. So I think it's going to be a huge step up for the defense.
Yeah, absolutely. And other than that, the Bears are pretty healthy as we're getting into our preview here. The only issue is Josh Woods is out due to personal reasons. Blake, how do you feel about the depth at inside linebacker today? I mean, with Trevathan showing how slow he was last week, I know he said he'll play better, and I believe that he will play better. But how are you feeling about that? I mean, there's no depth now at inside linebacker.
Yeah, the only guy behind Roquan and Danny Trevathan is going to be Joel Iyiegbuniwe. So there's not a whole lot going on there. Hopefully everything's good with Josh Woods, but they're gonna have to suck it up there, because the Giants are gonna be no joke in the run game. Saquon Barkley is an absolute beast, and I know. Last week the Steelers absolutely dominated that front five for the Giants, but the Steelers they got a lot of really, really good players, and they are healthy, and they are looking like a potentially the best defense in the league, I think, right now. And I think the Bears do have that kind of talent, but Trevathan's going to have to speed it up a little bit. He's going to have to play better. Guys are going to have to be in attack mode all day long. And last week against the Lions, we didn't see that. So that's something that you have to hopefully see today, because with the way that the Giants performed, this is a week that the Bears defense should eat. Like, there's no reason they shouldn't get after Daniel Jones and force some turnovers. So, it's going to have to be able to change this week, and they're going to have to get ready to go.
No, but they can see me. I know. Yeah, absolutely. And, hopefully we see better, hopefully we see a better overall game from our inside linebackers. Roquan didn't really make much noise last week as well. I'd like to see those guys more active. For sure.
That's going to be scary if they do little dump offs to Saquon and he chunks us for 50, 60 yards. Dude.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like, Saquon hurdles the best of players. I mean, he was still putting defenders
Adrian
on skates
Amos,
when you had the ball.
Amos?
Well, exactly.
He's not the best of defenders, but Adrian Amos, yeah.
Yeah, and like against Pittsburgh last week, I mean, he's hurdling guys. He's throwing guys off him. I mean, Saquon Barkley is the best of the best. And if you try, you're not bringing him down with one guy in the open field. I mean, that's just not – that most of the time he is going to beat you because he is that good. And that makes me nervous with Danny Trevathan, with how slow he looked in week one. I prefer a guy like Roquan, or even trying to put like a Buster Screen or a nickelback matched up on him, because Saquon Barkley has a different level of speed and quickness and elusiveness.
I'm sure they're going to be running nickel today with Buster Screen in there, trying to keep an eye on Saquon. I mean,
hey, Roquan was quick last week. And also I said Roquan was my breakout player of the year. And I don't know if he shows out this game, but I definitely think that he is a good linebacker to try to contain Saquon in open.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I said he's got, I'm hoping for an All-Pro year. I said he's going to have an All-Pro of the year this year, so I hope he keeps going. I mean, I also said a lot of things. I think Jimmy Graham's going to lead the NFC North in passing yards. So y'all could shit on me for that, but it's going to happen. Lots of Saquon obviously going actually into the Giants injury report. Speaking of weapons, they obviously have Darius Slayton, the speedy second-year wide receiver, and, of course, Evan Ingram and Golden Tate, who's been questionable, did not play against the Steelers on Monday. He's questionable. He practiced.
They did announce he's playing today.
They did announce. Okay, then he is playing today. That's a lot of guys to keep an eye on. A lot of speed. That's a lot of speed. So we'll have to see how that plays out for the Bears in the defense. They're going to be getting a lot of pressure. I'm sure the Giants are going to be expecting a lot of pressure from the Bears. So expect a lot of quick passes, a lot of out routes, a lot of slants, dumps to Saquon. So keep an eye on that for sure. We're going to be seeing a lot of quick passes from Daniel Jones. And Daniel Jones did, for the most part, make some pretty solid throws on Monday. Now, don't forget, as Daniel Jones made some great throws, we did play Matt Stafford on Sunday, who is way better than Daniel Jones, and we were able to shut him down in the fourth quarter. So, hopefully the Bears get a little bit more. They got their I don't know, their lungs are a little bigger. They got a little bigger, better conditioning this week, and they're ready to go because they looked a little gassed in the middle of the game last week. But
the first quarter is going to be rough. I think they're going to be doing the quick pass. Like that's been the blueprint for beating the Bears in the past with this defense, with the good with our front seven. It's just these quick slants, these quick curls and stuff like that. Yeah. So I'm really scared of this first quarter, and hopefully, the offensive line for the Giants did not hold up against the Steelers. So I'm hoping that the Bears, even on these quick passes, can get back there and kind of rattle Daniel Jones.
Yeah, well, that's the thing too. It's like you need to be able to rush the passer this week because it is proven. We saw in week one this year, we saw all year last year that Daniel Jones is going to give you the ball sometimes, like just flat out give you the ball. So if you can get to him and force a fumble or get to him and force him to throw one of those passes just up in the air, you're going to naturally generate turnovers. And that all starts with the pass rush. So I think that's like one of the major keys to victory this week, is being able to rattle Daniel Jones and get that ball because he is going to give you the ball at some point.
Having Quinn back is going to be huge there too. I'm so excited to see them play. Like I want to jump up and down. I want to apologize to my neighbors if you're watching. I will be jumping and screaming. I want to be able to scream sack. I got to do that once last week.
Yeah, once. Akeem, thank you.
Akeem did almost rip Matthew Stafford's head off. It seems like every Akeem hit sack is just like his arms swing through.
It's violent, bro.
That's what happens.
It's violent. Akeem and Eddie Goldman. I don't know. Do you guys remember that safety against Jared Goff in 2018? That was violent.
It's a big boy coming at you.
Yeah,
I'm missing
300 pounds.
bro. You've got. I mean, I just like I'm just gonna put this out there. You have Robert Quinn, you have Eddie Gold, you have Bilal Nichols, you have Akeem Hicks, and you have Khalil Mack. Can you imagine under center looking at those 4 guys and snapping the ball to yourself? Like, can you imagine? Like,
yeah,
I cannot.
Fearsome,
That's nuts,
dude. Bilal is quick. Bilal is quick. Like he has shown some flashes of being a quick dude. Like,
and I think Akeem will help him get better with the run defense too.
Yeah,
Once that happens, yeah.
Well, he's just kind of like small, like he was kind of small for a D line.
There you go, Blake.
Yeah, you have to yell ball when there's a fumble. If you watch football and you don't yell ball on a fumble, you're not a human.
That's like Pee-wee. That's Pee-wee football 101.
It's literally just like a reflex. Like I can't even help it. I see the ball on the ground, I yell ball.
Ball. Yeah, absolutely.
That's just the nature of being a football fan.
All right, guys. Let's offense, defense. We obviously saw last week. Let's start on the offensive side of the football. Blake, starting with you, what do you want to see improvement from the Bears on the offensive side of the football?
I want to see a full game from Mitch Trubisky. I mean, that's going to be the reoccurring theme here until see Devin Hester. Devin Hester agrees with me up there. So, like fourth quarter was brilliant. I mean, last week, I'll be the first to say hand up the whole game. I was Nick Foles. I would say 0-16. Let's go and get Trevor Lawrence. And then Mitch Trubisky and literally comes out and has the best fourth quarter of all time.
Halfway through the first, Blake's over here tweeting all the Mitch.
Get this guy. Yeah, literally. Yeah. I mean, I hand up.
50% of the Mitch slander on Twitter was Blake Hanatho.
Literally, that stems from me. And maybe you can call me negative. You can call me a pessimist. Just I need to see a full game out of him against an opponent before I can like fully buy myself in. And I think if you see Mitch Trubisky have this kind of game, Austin, you said the Bears are going to be one of the best teams in the NFL. If Mitch Trubisky can turn it around and give you a full performance, they're going to be a good team.
Do you think he's going to give a full performance today?
I hope so. I really hope so. But like, the thing is last year we saw the same thing. I mean, the Giants came to Soldier Field and we saw the Bears just look horrible on offense for pretty much the first 2 quarters. And then towards the end, they go into 2-minute drill. And then we see 2-minute drill, Mitch, where they scored, I think on 3 touchdown drives in a row in that game potentially. Yeah. And they still almost lost. And it ended up being, I think 21-19 or something like that. So it was an ugly performance, but you see these flashes. And I don't want to just have 5 to 10 minutes of this game where I'm seeing Mitch Trubisky show flashes. I want to see a full 60 minutes where he is showing command of the offense. He is going through multiple reads and he just shows that he is an NFL quarterback. Yeah. And so that's what I'm trying to see, a full 4 quarters out of Mitch today.
Yeah. And, we watched I watched the All-22 this past week and on the passes that he made some really good passes. Yeah, has to be ready to get hurt again.
The Bears always have to be ready to get hurt.
Tired of seeing flashes, man. I just want it to be bright the whole damn game.
Exactly.
I know. My God, when was the last time that we experienced a full game of offense? 2018, it had to have been against the Bills.
That Bucs game,
probably.
The Bucs game was the Bills game was ugly, but. No, the Bills were an ugly one.
They killed the Bills.
But it was mostly due to the defense.
Trubisky
it wasn't even the same way with Cuddy. Like it was always he's showing some flashes. Like even on SportsCenter, that was like their what's it called? Something word keyword.
Very good, Ryan. Great analysis.
At least with Cutler, at least with Jay, it's like his picks look good because he had a freaking rocket arm. It's like Mitch Trubisky doesn't even try to throw picks because he's kind of scared to do it.
Yeah, but at least he does have the Chicago Bears patented throw off your back foot mechanic. He is. Yeah,
that is a Bears thing. I never thought of it that way, but I feel like I have seen Bears quarterbacks do that for all 24 years of my life.
The spirit of the McCaskies is just the spirit of Papa Bear's throw off your back foot. like on Courage the Cowardly Dog was return the slab.
It's just once you get drafted by the Bears or signed with the Bears, that voice just enters.
Hey, I want to give shout out to this comment right here. I was always a huge Josh McCown believer. He is still in the NFL, a million years old.
He's living his best life because he's not even around the team. He's the emergency support. He's living in Texas.
Paid $10,000 a week.
He's paid to sit at home and watch football to be a backup quarterback.
Yeah, it's hilarious. It's something special. Josh McCown living in Texas, $12,000 a game, I think. Literally just living life. So good for him. All right, for me on offense, I actually want to see Cordero Patterson stretched out a little more. I want to see him give him the ball a little bit more, maybe some pitches on either side and some swing passes. We saw what happens when you get him in space last weekend. I think you do it again this weekend. I would like to see a lot of pounding the rock today. I got my David Montgomery jersey on today. I want to see a lot of pounding the rock. 98 rush yards in the first half last week. I want to see that again this week. I want to see points, though. The Bears dominated the first half, but they got no points. And of course, the Lions took the lead into the halftime. So that's what I want to see on offense. And of course, it's Mooney season, baby. It's Mooney season all day.
He was showing out last week. For a rookie, that man was showing out.
In the chat's going crazy for Darnell Mooney, baby. Yes, sir.
Y'all see him breaking ankles? I don't know who put out that video.
Yes.
But he absolutely just fucked up somebody's feet.
Yes, and of course, Darnell Mooney, a good friend of the show. We're probably going to be playing some Call of Duty with him this week. So if you guys are Call of Duty fans, we'll be streaming it on Twitch. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. We'll be talking to him about the game and, of course, just playing some COD, having a good time. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. Good friend of the show. Great guy. Super great guy. He's so chill, so relaxed. He doesn't get nervous. He's a great guy to have on this team, a great rookie. I think he's going to have a fantastic rookie year. Very excited for him. And he's going to keep getting the ball more and more each game as he proves himself. So very excited about that. All right, let's go to the defensive side of the football. Defense. What do we want to see better? I think everybody knows it's the run game. We want to see the run defense get better. It has to be better, especially this week. So you said what? Yeah. Or sacks too. Yeah, sacks. I mean, go ahead.
That's what I want to see.
I think
sacks? Shit, man. I don't know. 25.
Yeah, 25. we got over-unders. We got the over-unders. And one of the
25 sacks, Bears 473, Giants 2.
All right, let's close out this segment real quick before we get into Andy's over unders. Blake, your video is all.
Am I lagging out here?
No, you're good. You're just a little pixelated.
You're just going back to the 90s right now.
Yeah, Blake's back to the 90s. That's how he's feeling about the game.
I just watched The Social Dilemma last night, so I'm already in the Matrix. But now I'm
the FBI taking over our stream,
right? That's what we want to see too. Improvement from Trevathan is a big
we got a prediction here for sacks.
3 sacks. All right, we'll get into it. We're gonna get into our over under in a minute here, but before we do that, keys to the game, guys. I think Blake hit it well on the head for one of them. You got to get pressure on Daniel Jones. You can't give him a lot of time. Let our CBs, let our linebackers do the rest of the work. So with Quinn today, we should be seeing a lot more pressure on Daniel Jones and hopefully some more sacks. So Blake, give me a key to the game, or give me I took your key to the game, so I'll give a key to the game. My key to the game is run the ball, dominate on the ground, and score points. You got to bring the ball into the end zone in the first half. You do
need to score points to win. That is a fact.
Get one. Here's my key to the game. 1 touchdown in the first half. One.
Hey, I would take 2 if they wanted.
I'm hoping
I don't mind.
4. I'm hoping for 5, but 1 touchdown in the first half, please.
If we get 1 in the first half, we're rolling. Bears have always been a second half team.
It's over. Ryan, give me a key to the game.
Key to the game. I think it's going to be our linebackers.
Sure.
Because they're going to try to get Saquon in space because they know that Trevathan was struggling last week, and they know that our weak spot right now, especially with the injury report this week, is the linebackers. So I think unless Chuck Pagano pulls some wizardry out, we might struggle on the defensive side in space, and I'm really hoping that the linebackers show up. So that's my key to the game: is our linebackers tackling.
Yeah, and if the pass rush is starting to get to Daniel Jones, I wouldn't be surprised to see Jason Garrett, their offensive coordinator, switch to a more quick hit passing game. Like Ryan, you said, slants have killed the Bears, it seems like, for years. So, I mean, if they try to do that quick hit passing game and get the ball out to Saquon Barkley, the Bears could be in trouble. I mean, that's kind of how they lost that game to them in 2018. Saquon Barkley made some incredible plays. You go back, I think it was like on a 4th down play where he had that incredible conversion where he caught a pass and was able to get there. Was that the play he hurdled Amos on? Like towards the end of the first half, and they were able to get points out, and that ended up being the deciding factor. So, you got to be able to contain that today for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. We got some more content coming to you guys. So, with that said, we're going to get into a new segment. It is from our fantastic social media manager on the Lakeshore Live podcast. It is Andy Heck. You can follow him on Twitter at ARHeck006. Make sure you guys follow him. He's going to be giving us some over-unders for each week to discuss. And we want you in the chat to let us know, too, what you think. Over-under. Participate. Throw in an over-under if you want us to cover it. We're going to start, though, and we've been talking about it. Sacks. Over-under 4 sacks today with Robert Quinn being back after having 1 last week. Fellas, how are we feeling? Blake, I'll start with you.
I'm sorry. Can you repeat that one time? My mic was cutting out for a second.
Over-under sacks. 4
over-under
after having 1 last week.
Ooh, I mean, they get over. The Bears should win this game for sure. But I'm going to take the under here. I think they do get to Daniel Jones 4 times is a pretty good game though out of the pass rush, but I think right around the 3 mark would be good for me. So I'm going to go with the under. Come on. I love it. I feed off this.
All right, Ryan, what do you got?
Give me the over, dog. Robert Quinn's back.
Hell yeah.
Give me the over.
Hell yeah. And here's our guy, Andy. Make sure you guys follow him. Again, at ARHeck006. But I'm going to go over as well. What about 4? Yeah, that's it, Harvey. Let's hear it, guys. Boo Blake. I'm going over too. I'm saying I think a tie counts as over. So 4 or 5 will be right around that range.
A tie is
no, come on.
No, okay, 5
come
or 6.
on.
Jesus.
5 or 6.
Oh no, Harvey.
Oh, shit.
No. Oh no. Blake. Yeah,
exposing me.
Hey,
Yeah,
look on the shelf up there. You got he's got a Packers jersey up there on the top.
Yeah,
it's not a Packers jersey. It's just a
not
mini
jersey, but
hey, you know
helmet.
what? I'm a football fan. I want the whole NFC North collection.
No, Mike.
Okay,
unfortunately,
you know
all I have is the
that.
Packers and the Bears. You know what? I got all this Bears stuff here. I don't want it. There's one Packer. And look at he's hiding behind this headband that I received from Jared Bayless, but that's a story from another time.
Blake's getting hate in the chat.
Whatever, dude. Come on, let's go.
All right. Next over under field goals from Cairo Santos. Over field goals, not extra points. Over under 3. Boys, how we feeling? Ryan, I'll start with you.
I'm going over because the Bears and field goals, shit.
Goes together like peanut butter and jelly, baby.
Yeah.
All day. And also we said it on the podcast, but we get put with ease when Cairo Santos kicking last week. It was like calm. It was like a calm effect. Nothing, no worries. He was dead down the middle. So we'd love to see that again. Blake, over under 3 field goals.
I'm gonna go under because I want some touchdowns today. Let's get some touchdowns. I don't want no field goals. Let's finish drives. I mean, that was the problem last week where we got inside the 20 and we had see, there we go. So you guys gonna do that? You gonna do that?
No, I'm not booing that. I'm not booing that.
So I'm taking the under because I want to score some touchdowns, man. That's what we need. That's what wins games.
Yeah, we got a couple overs in the chat. I'm gonna say under. I'm hoping for I'd say 2 field goals and a couple touchdowns. I think that would be fantastic. That's a great day for the Bears offense. If we get more field goals, great. That means the Bears are driving, but still not putting it in the end zone. I'm praying that they're able to do that. But, okay. Last over under, 3rd down conversions. Over under 5. That's 5. Under 5.
That's a tough number. How many did the Bears finish with last week?
I have no idea.
Total, because it wasn't pretty. But here, I'm going to look it up because that's going to play a role in my decision here.
All right, calling. Okay, calling pending stats department. Hang with us here, folks. Calling stats department.
I can't find the team stats. No. Where are the team stats? Oh, here we go.
The Packers fan.
Y'all are on mud. 2. They had 2 last week.
2. Oh,
2 of 11
3rd down conversions.
2 of 11, baby.
Over under 5. 3rd down conversions. That'd be a hell of a day. That would be a hell of a day.
They were double last week.
Yeah, Blake, how are you feeling? Over under 3.
Bro,
over under 5.
I'm gonna go with the over. The Bears got to be better.
I had the boo queued up.
You had it ready, dude. Hey, no boo this time, baby. You can give me a cheer.
Hey, I'll give him a cheer.
Round of applause. Round of applause for me. Yeah.
I
got the over.
Give me the clap emojis in the chat.
Hell yeah.
Let's hit it. Let's hit it. But yeah,
I'm going to take the under just because they're going to be moving the ball a lot better than most. So,
a lot of 1st down conversions, 2nd down conversions.
Yep. Yeah, I'm going to say a lot of early conversions. I say they get around 3 or 4. So we'll see. Ryan, over under.
Give me what's the number again?
5.
They're giving you.
There we go.
They're giving Blake the clap.
Hey, you know what? This is the Giants, man. The Giants, they're not shit on defense. Give me the over.
All right. Here's a over under 0.5 yards per attempt for Barkley.
Under. Give me the under. Go Bears.
Way under.
Negative 4.5 for Saquon today.
Best since 85. Bears going all the way. 15-1.
All right, guys, real quick before we get into our favorite Staley segment of this show, give me your player of the game picks. I'm going to start at the bottom. Blake, take us away.
Player of the game. I'm going to go with my breakout player of the year. I'm going to go with Anthony Miller. I think he is going to lead the Bears in receiving yards today, and he's going to score a touchdown, around 8 or 9 grabs. I think they're going to feed him because this is a guy that you can get him the ball, and he's got sure hands. He's going to go up and make that play. So I think they're going to feed him the ball in the passing game, and he's going to break out hard this game.
Ryan, how are we feeling?
I love that pick because I think him and Mitch, I think that touchdown pass, that was chemistry. You saw that happen live. We saw the chemistry and the bonds being made live.
Hey, that's trust building, baby.
That's right.
That's
I like that pick.
Activity.
However, I am going with Cordero Patterson because I think he's going to get a touchdown return, and I think he's going to be solid on offense.
Wow. Okay.
Big
I'm
game.
going with my boy.
Tennessee boy.
I'm going with my boy, David Montgomery. I said it on Keys to the Game, Pound the Rock. I think they're going to be feeding David Montgomery. I'm hoping for an oven 100. He's hot in the oven. Over a 100-yard game. And when was the last time we saw a rusher for the Bears over 100 yards? Does anybody know?
I think Montgomery had one last year.
Oh, he had that game against Denver? Does anybody know in the chat?
I think it might have been against the Vikings in the last game of the season.
Yeah. Oh, okay. He had that big run against the Chargers. He had that big run against the Chargers. That's it, Nick. That's it. Nick's got it. Montgomery, player of the game, baby. Let's go.
He had two last year. One against the Chargers and then one against Minnesota.
Mark says, do you stream the game here too? Mark, we do not, but we will stream a game or two this season. So we'll be putting that out on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. But we will be streaming a game or two this season for sure together. All right. Let's get into it. It is time. Oh, wait. Yeah, we all picked our game. Okay, so we got Cordell Patterson, Anthony Miller, and David Montgomery. All right, I think that's good. I think those are some good picks. So we'll see how that goes.
All offense, though.
Yeah, all offense. I think it's going to be an offensive game. Halftime reactions, man, we can start doing that. We're doing post game though, guys. We're doing post game. We'll be 20 minutes after the Bears game today. So come on back. We'll share it. Everything. We'll be back 20 minutes after the game today. We can start doing.
Would be fun.
We can start doing like video.
We'd be pissed. We'd be pissed.
Oh yeah, those would be really funny. We can do like video reactions. Like we'll throw up 2-minute video reactions on Facebook and Twitter from ourselves. So
yeah, and you can follow us on Twitter because you'll see my live all of our live reactions to the game and everything. Because I'll probably be spazzing out at some point if Mitch Trubisky's not playing well. So if you want to see some spazzing, shoot us a follow on Twitter.
Yeah, some Blake spaz, and we got to come up with a name for that, for Blake spazzing out on before the game's even over. Oh God! Before we get into Staley says, we drinking beers today. I mean, is the Pope Catholic? What are we doing today, boys?
Does a bear shit in the wood?
Does a bear shit in the wood? Come on.
Bears.
Yeah, this is what we're talking about. Imagine halftime reactions for last week. We were going nuts on Twitter. At Blake Hanatho on Twitter. You got to follow him. He goes nuts. It's hilarious.
Meltdowns, baby.
All of us. Blake, can you get our Twitter accounts up on the little thingy so that people
usually
can follow
they are
us?
up? So yeah,
they're not up right now. Yeah, definitely do that. Blake breakdown. Blake. How about? There it is. That is not my Twitter account. That is my name. That's okay.
Yeah, that's usually. Well, yours is pretty easy. You're at Uncle Mike 21.
Yeah, but I don't. How do we edit these things?
Blake
Spaz.
Here it is. Blake Spaz.
Hashtag Blake Spaz.
Yo,
you're gonna see it today, baby.
Start that going. Hashtag
follow
Blake
me at that account. I'll be spazzing, I'm sure, if the Bears are playing trash.
All right, we got just over 15 minutes left. Let's get right into it, Ryan. It is that time. It is Staley Says. Before we get into it, Ryan, introduce your buddy Staley and what it does and how last week went.
All right, Staley is a neural network, which is basically an artificial intelligence algorithm that you give data and then it does a bunch of math and gives you a result, and then it learns. It teaches itself how to get better results.
Yep.
So we got 5 different models trained on the same data, which is the last 2 seasons. And we're using the averages from 2019 right now to predict games. So it might be a little inaccurate until week 3, but we're basically just doing a little science experiment here, a little computer science experiment. You are nerding out with me. I'm just having
However,
fun.
I'm going to use the surefire picks, the 5 out of 5 model picks. It does it right based out of 5 models. If you get to 3 out of 5, Staley's picking you. But 5 out of 5 is Staley's surefire selection. And we're going to see how many of those go. I'm going to maybe parlay them, maybe have some fun.
Harvey, yes. So the way that it works is right now for the first 3 weeks, it's going to be 2019 season averages. And then every week after that, it's going to be based on the previous 3 weeks average. Okay, so it's going to take real time. It's going to take more real time data because right now it doesn't account for a lot of teams that might have changed over the offseason, but that's just kind of how I had to do it. And I have to wait until we have enough stats for the current season to really reflect how the teams are doing.
But still did great. Still did great last week. 11-5 overall, 5-1 for the surefire pick. So I mean, 5 out of 5 models are 5-1. That's pretty good. So let's get right into it. Let's go to the week 2 slate. Ryan, you can start with the Thursday game. Let us know if Staley got that right. And then we go down the
let me
list.
pull up my NFL app here and get the season or the schedule up. So yes, Cleveland beat the Bengals, correct?
Yes.
Yep. Staley predicted the Cleveland
1-0. Staley is 1-0 this week.
4 out of 5 models. So
okay.
Staley also says Bears over Giants, 3 out of 5.
Okay, not a surefire selection, but all right.
Vikings over Colts, 4 out of 5.
Okay.
I'm fully with that one as well. Cowboys over the Falcons, 4 out of 5.
Okay.
Bold, Staley. Let's see. Packers over the Lions, 5 out of 5. That's our first triple S.
Packers over the Lions. All right, Staley, surefire pick. Packers over the Lions.
Bills over the Dolphins, 5 out of 5. That's our second triple S.
Bills over the Dolphins, triple S, baby.
Staley's a big Bills fan.
Blake, can you get these? We'll tweet all these after too. We'll tweet and put them on
all the
Facebook.
surefire. Yep, right. Yep.
Surefire selections.
49ers over the Jets, 4 out of 5.
Okay. Wow.
Titans over the Jaguars, 5 out of 5. That's our third triple S.
Okay, triple S.
Eagles over the Rams, 4 out of 5.
Ooh, okay, bold.
Broncos over the Steelers on the road, 3 out of 5.
Ooh.
Wow.
Ooh.
Okay, and I do want to put
Drew
a
Lock
disclaimer
season?
out there. The Staley predicted Washington over the Eagles last week, 5 out of 5.
That was crazy.
That was nuts. So
I'm honestly terrified of Staley. I think Staley
I am
knows
too. Staley
everything.
is way too. Staley's going to take the show over. All right.
Staley Bucks.
What's next, Ryan?
Let's see what was Bucks over the Panthers, 5 out of 5.
Bucks over the Panthers. Okay, I dig that.
Cardinals over the Washington football team, 5 out of 5.
Cardinals over. Okay.
So how many is that? 1, 2.
You're at 5 right now.
3, 4, 5. We got 5 triple S's. Okay. Let's see. Ravens over the Texans, 3 out of 5.
Ooh.
I would have thought that would have been a little bit more confident of a pick, but
Texans, you never know.
you never know. They are very sporadic. Bill O'Brien is the bipolar coach of the decade. Considering we're only in the first year of the decade.
He's Coach GM, man.
Yeah, I know, right? Let's see. Chargers over the Chiefs, 4 out of 5. Staley says that is.
So these are based on
4
just like
5?
the game, right? These aren't based on like spread.
This is
like,
no
this is
spread.
just game straight up.
No,
Yeah.
it's the game, not the spreads. If you guys are betting, not the spreads, but parlays, like money line parlays, not a bad idea. These things.
Look, here's the thing, though. So the data I feed in offensive and defensive data, and base it on home versus away. So Staley makes updates and predicts based on who's home and who's away, based on their stats as well. So. But that's weird because the Chargers don't have a home field advantage. They never had one last year.
Not once in their entire existence have they.
But
I like
hey,
how
that's bold.
real fast. I like how the Rams had like their opening night in the stadium on like Sunday Night Football, and the Chargers are just like thrown in at the 3:25 game. Nobody will probably be able to watch it except Chiefs and like the 3 Chargers fans that exist in the world.
Yeah, right.
They're playing in the new SoFi Stadium.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like they're like the Rams like unveil. Like I guess it is because like I mean it mostly is their stadium, and I'm sure a lot more fans in LA like the Rams versus the Chargers. But it's just funny to watch that total difference in teams. Like the Chargers don't need to be in LA.
They fucked up by getting out.
They don't.
Yeah, for sure.
I want to see a team in St. Louis again. I miss that Rams-Bears rivalry every once in a while.
That would be nice to go to an away game too for all the Chicagoland people. I mean, that's just like a 5-hour drive.
Yeah. St. Louis is boring, but it is an awesome sports city for sure.
All right, boys, we got 2 more picks here. Seahawks over the Patriots, 3 out of 5.
Okay.
Raiders over the Saints, 3 out of 5.
Wow.
I like that. I
do too.
Raiders are dark horses, man.
I love that. And Josh Jacobs, bro. Josh Jacobs, bro.
We'll get to our locks of the week here, but I was very tempted to take the Raiders plus 5.5 as my I think it was plus 5.5 because they're at home. Gruden's gonna have those guys fired up to play in Las Vegas. I know there's not gonna be fans, but like that's gonna be a big matchup.
On the end zone. Come on, guys.
Yeah.
Knock on wood if you hear me.
Come on, guys. All right. So, Blake, read back those. So, Staley I think that's a great picks for today with Staley. Blake, read back Staley's surefire picks for those that want to give this a try. If they're betting today, if they don't know what to take, these are the 5 out of 5 Staley's most confident picks, just money line, not spread, to win the game. Blake, read those out real quick.
So, Staley had the Packers over the Lions. It had the Bills over the Dolphins, the Titans over the Jags, the Bucks over the Panthers, and then the Cardinals over Washington today as those 5 surefire selections.
Yeah.
5 out of 5 on those.
If you guys are taking those betting today, put it in the chat. Let us know. Tweet at us. Post up. Tag us on Facebook. Let us know how you're doing. But hopefully those hit for you today if you guys are riding with those. Really excited about that. But, all right, our locks of the week. We'll get into it. I'll start. San Francisco, even without Kittle and company, I still think they use Raheem Mostert, and I think they dominate again. Or I think they dominate the Jets. So my lock of the week is San Francisco -7 over the Jets in New York. I think the Jets aren't going to be able to move the ball at all.
Oh, yeah. I'm with you on that. I that was going to be my lock of the week until you let me know that was yours because you got Adam Gase versus Kyle Shanahan. You have a team that's also ready to give up on. Not only has Adam Gase been a poor head coach, but you got a team that looks like they're on the verge of giving up on him completely. And then on the opposite side, you got Kyle Shanahan, who's one of the best offensive minds in the NFL. So I think that's a very good pick.
Coaches,
for sure.
Everybody loves him. He's just a great coach.
Yeah, for sure.
Of course, it's a Shanahan. Everybody loves him.
All right, Ryan.
My lock of the week is the Packers over the Lions, -6 at Lambeau. I think that's an easy pick for anybody that watched the Bears game and kept up with the Packers game last week. I think that Aaron Rodgers is on a fuck you tour. And
he really is.
1, because they drafted Jordan Love, and 2, just because like he's just a spiteful bastard, and Danica Patrick and him split, so he's probably, he's got a
lot of testosterone.
He doesn't talk to his family. He's got a lot of people to say fuck you to.
Exactly.
And then he's going to say fuck you to the Packers and come to the Bears next year.
No, you watch the slander. Watch the slander.
He's going to be the best quarterback of all time.
Hey, and him and Matt LaFleur, #BFF goals or something like that, right?
Yeah, for real.
#friend goals.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Green Bay over the Lions, -6. Like, that's fucking easy.
All right. Blake, what we got?
All right. Well, this makes me a little nervous because Staley went 5 of 5 on Arizona here, but I'm going to go Washington -7. I don't know if they're going to win, but I think they're going to cover against Arizona.
Whoa, hold on. Washington, you mean +7? Holy cow.
Oh, +7.
I was about to say.
Look at that.
They're 7-point favorites against
Washington. No, I messed that up. That's on me. Let me add the plus sign in for you.
All right.
Technical difficulties.
Boom, man, we're back.
We go.
And we're back.
No,
so I got Washington. Boom. Let's go.
I'm just kidding. All right, Blake, put that back up because I have no idea where you put it.
All right, Washington.
Like how pumped up you get at the booze, Blake.
Dude, I'm telling you, I feed off this. I love it. But Washington +7. I don't know. Maybe I just came away way too impressed with how they played against the Eagles in week 1. I thought that front four, man, I mean, they absolutely
Young makes a huge difference. How about it? Yeah.
And they absolutely ate. Arizona's tough. And if they can contain Kyler Murray and keep him in the pocket and get after him, I think they have a chance to cover. I think they can stay in the ball game. And that defense is good enough to stop them. So I'm going to go Washington covering in Arizona.
Also, I really like Ron Rivera, man. Like, Washington did a great job in hiring Ron Rivera as coach.
This man had an IV. This man is going through, I think, chemotherapy,
cancer,
right?
Yeah,
and he's fighting cancer, and he's getting an IV at halftime, man. I mean, if that doesn't inspire you as a team, I don't know what will.
Ass.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Riverboat Ron, baby.
Riverboat Ron. Good for him. Very happy. Obviously a former Bear, so everybody roots for Ron Rivera in Chicago. Blake, I'm going to disagree with you. When you have a quarterback who is as small as my Devin Hester bobblehead and can run and throw as well as a lot of the quarterbacks in the league, he's going to be very hard to sack. He's very hard to bring down. He is so fast.
That was my initial thought too. Blake.
I am a huge Kyler Murray fan, and I think I love watching it. I love Ron Rivera, but I just don't think this is their week.
We got a Bears lock of the week here.
Ooh,
okay.
9+. And you know what?
Double digits.
I'm with that.
Hey,
all right.
That means I'm not stressing. That means I don't have to spaz out this game. If the Bears are winning by 9+, I'm chilling.
All right.
That can segue us right into our predictions this week.
Yep. 5 minutes left. Let's give our Bears predictions of the week. Ryan, I'll start with you. I went this way.
My Bears prediction of the week. Let me find the banner here. Bears 31, Giants 16. So I'm on the same wavelength. Bears by 15 points. Give me all of Mitch Trubisky and Anthony Miller. Allen Robinson's going to come out and make at least 1 or 2 superhuman catches. And I did predict a kickoff return touchdown too. So
we'd love to see that. All right, I'll go next. I'm going to go with the Bears 27-13 over the Giants. I can't see the Giants scoring much. So if the Bears don't score much, it'll be a low-scoring game. But I can't see the Giants scoring very many points this week. It's no Matt Stafford back there, and I know it's Saquon, but it's one person to contain. Bears, the cornerbacks have to do their work back there and contain those speedy guys on the outside. But I'm going to go Bears 27, Giants 13. I've got a good win at home opener for the Bears. Blake, finish it out.
All right. Well, I want the offense to do well, and I'm hoping that they are able to move the ball. I got Bears winning this game 20-17. I think it's going to be very similar to last year's game against the Giants. I just have to see Mitch Trubisky play a full game before I can commit to predicting a score that shows he played a full game. So I think it's going to be ugly at times, but I think the Bears are going to be able to find a way to squeeze this one out. And I think that the Giants are going to be driving late in the game, and maybe we see a Khalil Mack forced fumble to seal the deal. That's what I think. I think they're going to turn it over late in the game, and Bears are going to take it.
I'm glad you balance out mine and Austin's.
Yeah, but hold on. Blake being practical? Boo.
No. Whoa. Look, I respect the realism.
I am abusing the boo today. Because
you are abusing. Take the boo button away.
We're all being positive. We're all being positive today about the Bears. You got to use the
Y'all are just bringing me to life with all these boos, baby.
We got to hype Blake up.
What are we doing?
I said pump and hype. I combined those two. Please forget that. Holy shit, I just said that live. That was fantastic.
Look, here's the thing. Blake balances us out because I predict the Bears to score 423 points
last week. Yeah, that was close. You were close too.
Yeah,
just 424. Look, I'm a homer, one for comedic effect, and also because I've had too much heartbreak from the Bears in my life. I just try to be positive. Austin's also a homer. It's nice to have Blake to kind of keep us, somewhere within having accurate analysis.
I love the point. If you guys follow me here, I'm much more practical, but on the podcast, live game shows, you guys are waking up with us. I'm waking you up. I'm pumping y'all up. We're all pumping y'all up. I'm going to be
hashtag Bears woke.
Here. This is like throwing me off. This is like,
all right. I know. Before we end it, first drive. How many first downs are we seeing? Are we going to see a score on the first drive? Let's end the show with that. Ryan, start with you.
Here's the thing. I am going to predict 3 first downs on the first drive, and we're going to have a Matt Nagy drive from the beginning of last year, like in the Packers game, or in 2018 from the Packers game where they came out, they drove straight down the field. That's usually our best drive of the game, so I'm predicting 3 first downs.
Blake.
I'm going to say – I have to pick a number here. Can I just say they score a touchdown on the first drive?
Sure.
All right, touchdown first drive. How many first downs it takes, baby?
All right, I'm going to say a field goal. I just until I see a first drive touchdown, I have field goal is good. I'm going to go with field goal on the first drive. But with that said, guys, that concludes our pregame show. Thank you so much for waking up with us on this Sunday. We're going to be here every Sunday. We're also going to be here today, 20 minutes after the game, to recap our live reactions for about 20, 30 minutes. Stay tuned with us. We'll also put that up on after we're done with our postgame show. It'll be up on our podcast pages. We're on iTunes, Spotify, Deezer. We're going to be up on Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio soon. So make sure you guys check us out on all those places. Subscribe, follow, please. We really appreciate it. We're also on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Lakeshore Live Podcast at @LSL_pod. Follow us there. Again, pregame show, 10 a.m. Central every Sunday the Bears are playing. Post-game show 20 minutes after. And then, of course, we have our weekly audio podcast on Thursday. Make sure you guys follow us everywhere you see our little names on Twitter. And we'll be coming at you with our live tweeting, of course, during the games. And then we'll catch you guys after the game. For now, we're hoping to see Maserati Mitch today on the field. Hope you guys enjoyed our pregame show. Thanks for waking up with us again. Go Bears, bear down, and we'll catch you after the game.
Bears!